You're watching EVH and Gear TV, brought to you by Stewart Travel Guitars. See the incredible stowaway travel guitar at stewartguitars.com. Microphones for EVH and Gear TV are provided by Rode Microphones. And official Van Halen merchandise is provided by VanHalenStore.com. Here's your host from Ontario, Canada, EVH artist Eric Broadbent.
Hey everyone, happy Wednesday evening to you all. Welcome to EVH and Gear TV. We are live. Thank you for joining us. Kind of a non-scheduled broadcast. We like to throw these ones in here once in a while to keep things fresh. And really, as much as I'd like to say I had a real kind of a motive for going live tonight, it was just an excuse to play a guitar that belongs to Junior. This is a Indonesian Squier, believe it or not, Squier Telecaster Standard. And it's only got $250 US. Well, actually, I think it's about 400 and some odd bucks. But Sweetwater sells them still currently for $250. And so my whole concept of doing this little stream tonight was to kind of give some hope for younger people that want to pick up guitars, and they're seeing a lot of YouTubers playing expensive guitars, and thinking that's what they have to sound good, or their favorite guitar hero. With expensive guitars, we always seek after our heroes' guitars. We always want to have what so and so is playing. But, I think a lot of topics are left undiscussed about cheap guitars, cheaper or inexpensive guitars. And sometimes those words cheap and inexpensive shouldn't necessarily go in the, in the same sentence, because there's inexpensive guitars and there's cheap guitars with cheap parts, that kind of thing. So it's kind of a play on words. You can take it however you like it. But I've been playing this guitar a little bit, over the past, I'd say probably the past week or so, when Nocturnal Butterfly goes live with Ladybug there when she does her shows Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I tend to always pick up a guitar and just noodle a little bit. And as a matter of fact, I do that in a lot of people's streams, and I'm watching other people's streams as well, as I know people do when they watch this show. And it's inspiring to play guitar when you're watching other guitar players. So I pick up a guitar, and I'll try to switch the other camera for a quick second, so you can see me playing it here, holding it here. It's just a guitar that I grabbed, and it's very inexpensive. We didn't even buy it brand new. We bought it at our local shop in town. And I think we paid $150 Canadian for it. So that's American, that's like about $90, maybe $100, 110, somewhere around there, depending on the inflation and the currency exchange of the time of the month, whatever. But it's been like, okay, I picked it up, sounded cool, and I was playing it acoustically all these times. And I thought, okay, let's plug into the Helix. Got a couple presets that were sounding really nice, and I was having a hard time putting it back down. So I kind of had to ask somewhat permission of Junior to play it tonight. I mean, I don't have to necessarily get his full permission because he always grabs my guitars as well too. But I was kind enough to ask him if I could use it for the show tonight, and he said yes. And what I want to try to do with this tonight is to show not only can inexpensive guitars sound good and play good, save you a lot of money that you can invest into other things. This one has old strings on it as well too. They're not even my traditional Theriault and NYXLs, which are like indestructible strings. I don't even know what's on here. They're a little rough. They're a little, kind of rusty, tiny bit. Some corrosion, I guess we could call it. So we're going to be using the worst case environment, and I want to try and show you that hopefully at the end of the study, of playing some songs for you, that you'll think it does actually sound good. And just, my personal opinion, there's nothing wrong with buying very expensive guitars. I have quite a few of them here that are, some higher priced guitars. But I think myself, I look back to my old days as a kind of a teen, that some of my best playing in my entire life were some of the entry-level Kramer guitars, the Kramer Strikers and the Focus, all those different type guitars. And like some of those guitars I would buy, used for a couple $100 back then. Some of them even had the real Floyd Roses. And the best playing looking back, because I wasn't afraid of smashing up an expensive guitar. My parents could have helped me get an expensive guitar. They always made me pay for part of it. They'd pay for part of it, or sometimes I paid for all of it. But, they could have got me an expensive guitar. But I'm glad they didn't at the time, because it kind of taught me some values of, getting the guitar and not worry about the actual guitar and damaging it and things like that. And I think that helped me a lot in life. And I'm not going to lie, if I go back and analyze some of my best playing, at least my faster playing was always on those early Kramers and things like that as well, too. So we're going to say hi to a whole bunch of people here, and then we're going to jump over and play some tunes. And I think I saw someone got a Helix. Einar got a Helix Flora. Awesome. Okay, let's go back and say hi, and I'm probably going to be sweating a lot in here because it's one of our hottest days here in Canada. We've got all the windows open in the house here. We're in a very old home, so there's only air conditioning in one room, which is upstairs. It's not even there yet. It's going to go in tomorrow. So it's going to be really warm in here tonight, but I play my best when I'm warm, so we'll see how that goes. Sean Close is here. Terry Himes is here. Zach Thong is here. Nocturnal Butterfly, of course, running everything as she always does with her great moderators. Scott Roos, hello from East Coast. You must be probably midnight there, right, Scott? I think you're 3 hours ahead of us. Defcon Clark is here. Great video that you did the other day with that jam with the 8-string or 7-string Schecter there. That was pretty cool. Gary Holt is here. Ricky Mees. Defcon says, Carlo Santin, sorry, I just about missed you, buddy. Defcon Clark says, I'm actually taking an affordable Strat and modding it. Therefore, I find suiting to watch this video. Awesome. And that's the thing. Don't overlook some of these things. I think I even saw Vernon Reed one time. I'm sure it was him. I follow him closely on Twitter. We follow each other. And I'm sure it was him. And even talked about like a $90 Strat, like these, the Chinese made ones and stuff like that. I'm talking real ones. Like I'm not talking copies. I'm talking Squiers and things like that, right? He, would never overlook one of those. And that's pretty cool when you have a guitar hero that plays, some very expensive guitars that still say, I would not turn my nose to a $100 Strat. So I think we're going to find out tonight. I was pleasantly surprised with this guitar. And I've been playing it a lot. So what does that say? I mean, I've got some really nice guitars that you guys have seen before, and I've been playing this one a lot just because it's, first of all, no one's seen me play a Telecaster. I don't think ever on YouTube. I think, and if you can find it, then you win the pick of the day or whatever that is. I don't know what that is. So I'm sure there's no videos of me playing Telecaster, but you can search my channel. And actually, here's a test. Watch every single video on my channel, every single one starting after this video, and let me know in a few months if you found me playing a Telecaster, other than this video. And make sure you click on all the ads, too. Kidding. Let me see here. Ricky Me, Scott Roos, I mentioned that. Defcon Clark. Yes, okay, I'm so bad. I either miss somebody or I say their name 6 times. So Rick Hefner is here. R2R3 Locking Net is here. JJ Collins, thank you for joining us, everyone. Tony Neville is here. Greetings. Carlos says the Squier Contemporary series looks and sounds pretty good. They're pretty cheap, but they seem to be good buys. And I agree. And if you want to pop in better pickups, I like the bridge on this thing. There's kind of a anodized nickel kind of thing, whatever. It's almost like, it's not Graph Tech, but I mean, it almost gives you that, that illusion of the Graph Tech where it's not going to have a rough burr on a saddle or anything like that. So I really like this kind of feel. I forget what they call it. A happy birthday wish to our good friend Johnny Lee over in the UK as well, too. He's having a great birthday by the sounds of it. Let me see here. Robert Apple is here. Tony Neville, what's up? Einar, so how you all picked up an excellent used Helix floor. Thanks for the advice. You are very welcome. I'm assuming you won't regret it. And if you ever run into any trouble with it, please reach out to me. I'll be very happy to assist you in any way I can. I'm not the all-knowing Helix burrito. But I help where I can, and I'll maybe learn from you as well, too. Let me see. Brian Cote is here. Hey, Brian, how's it going? And the chat jumps, so I'm going to go backwards, come back up. Coots13, I have a 3 Squier Classic Vibes. They have Tone Rider pickups. Nice. Scott Connor is here. Vintage Modified Squiers are really good out of the box. Yeah. Insane 8. I find getting cheaper guitars that feel good to play and then modding the electrics or electronics is best in my option. Let me see, can't make it your own at get-go. Yeah, exactly. And for this one here, too, we didn't want to do any modifications. It was for Junior, and, right out of the box, it was kind of suited his need. And, he's really getting the Telecasters. He wants to get into, like, the Jim Roots guitar and stuff like that as well, too. He loves Slipknot, so that'll be pretty cool. And you're very welcome, Defcon Clarks, about the comments. The Dog PA says, hello. Let me see here, JJ Collins, never too late. Hello from Kitchener. Very close to us in southwestern Ontario. Nice to have you. Ricky Me says, I made a bunch of money on my Focus 3000 and had to replace the neck. Dog PA cheap 90s Hammer Slammer plays as good as my custom. And once I replaced all hardware, including frets, love it now. Yeah, that was like the cheaper version, right? Very, very cool. Okay, I think we are. Okay, Scott's only 1 hour, so he must be. I thought they were 3 hours ahead of us, but okay, that's cool. That's good. So it's not too late for him to check us out. Michael Easter, hello from PEI Canada. So yeah, you're the furthest. You're in the furthest out there. Nice. Got people all from all different time zones, which is always the thing here. It's just very cool, connecting the world, right? All right, so I'm gonna plug in my Relay G10 wireless, which is going to my Helix rack, which you can see. If I go over here, right there. So that's my Helix rack. I think I'm still on tuner mode, I think. All right, so we should have some level. Turn off. Okay. All right, so we're going to have some fun with some of my own songs. We'll see how it works in the mix. We'll play some other kind of fun stuff. And keep in mind, this is out of my comfort zone. I'm playing a guitar that is so far... I'm looking at the wrong camera. There we go. 1 second. And yes, this guitar is dirty. I'm getting a text message right now from Nocturnal Butterfly saying the guitar is dirty. I did not polish... Actually, you know what? I did polish the guitar earlier. It is, like I said, it's hotter than heck in here. This guitar, I'm kind of a fanatic when it comes to polishing guitars. It was cleaned up nice and neat, but I've been playing it and it's been sweating all over it, so it is a mess. So don't judge the guitar on that. It's actually been played. So we're gonna have some fun with this and see what it sounds like, and we'll have some fun for the next short little bit. Let's get some tunes happening here. We'll start off in drop D since I'm already there. I can just picture Nocturnal Butterfly going like this right now. Oh, dear Lord. Here we go.
I've had all I can handle, way up high on the mantle. Have we seen enough to never seem to feel what's come to be? And it feels like we're think
some decent hang time on a single coil pickup as well too, right? I mean, it's not that bad. Honestly, I'm really sugarcoating it. I think it sounds pretty darn good. I'm gonna turn off the big dual pitch, which gives you that kind of wet, dry, wet kind of a feel, and just give you a little bit of sound at the guitar. Now we're still in drop D, of course. Neck pickup. All right, let's see if it can really, really, really rock, okay? Let's put on that big. Let's see if it can get the harmonics from my song Runaway. You know that. All right, let's see if it can do it. And I'm going to give myself just a hair more. I mean, not even a half a dB more. All right, let's see what we got here. So if this can play this song, where harmonics are very, very dependent, then it can do just about anything. So don't be fooled. Don't be led to believe that you have to buy an expensive guitar to sound good. And another note too, if you think, okay, if you buy like a super expensive guitar, you're going to sound awesome. Well, if you have the talent and you have the tricks and stuff like that, you will sound awesome. But you can sound just as awesome on an inexpensive guitar as well too. So don't be fooled. Here we go. Single coils. Another type of pickup I don't like for the most part. Unless I'm playing a Stratocaster, of course. All single coils. The guitar is not making me... It makes me work a little bit because I'm trying to get those squeals, and it's a little harder without a humbucker. I'm getting them. So there you go. We're getting them. And there's a question that Nocturnal just funneled to me as well, too, so I'll grab that. I'm just going to come back a little tiny bit. Rick Hefner says, I was playing this intro last night. I hope you don't mind. Oh, I mind very much. No, please play my music. Go ahead. That pleases me that you do. KVH Music says, sounds great. Thank you. And Coot says, 13 says, the guitar setup is very important. Yes, very, very important. So even if you're buying one of these inexpensive guitars from, kind of maybe a non-reputable dealer or somewhere online or something like that, take it to your local music shop and pay a couple bucks to get it set up proper, or one of your guitar buddies, or learn how to do it yourself as well, too. It's always really good, but if you don't want to damage your guitar the first time you get one, even if it's an inexpensive guitar, you don't want to damage it, take it to a professional and, a few bucks and get it set up, get the neck set right, the action where you want it, where it's comfortable. And this one, the action is considerably higher, not a lot. I don't want to even use that term considerably because it's only a tiny bit higher than where I normally like to play, but it's nice. It's making me work a little tiny bit, and it's making me think a little tiny bit as well, too, and that's actually making me play a little bit better as well, too. I'm a little bit more subconscious, a little bit where I'm going with it. And but I don't feel too naked with the guitar, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to continue on here with some of the comments. Oh, so Griffin Guitar says, line 6 Helix, for some reason, my half-step down D-tune stopped working. It was fine last night. I checked in all the whammy settings, and they haven't changed. Any ideas? It sounds awful. I don't know offhand, but there could be a couple settings. So if you could, send me, export your preset, and let me have a look at it. Send it to me via email if you want. info@evhgeartv.com. info@evhgeartv.com. Export your preset. Let me have a quick look at it. And sometimes, I've even noticed this with my Helix or Junior's Helix, because he does a lot of drop tuning stuff, and he's using it with Variax. Sometimes you have to actually, go to another preset and come back. It's just like a kind of a glitch. But I don't think you're using Variax with yours that I know of. But I'll be happy to look at your preset and see if I can offer some advice on it. It's probably something simple. I don't know what it is without seeing it. We'll figure it out together. Let me see here. It is hot in here. Gary Holt says, you just missed Eric playing a Kiss song. Oh, Guitar Hack is here as well, too. Oh, he's on breakout rehearsal. Have a good rehearsal, buddy, if you're still hearing this. Let me see. I wonder if I got anything else I'm down in D that I continue to play while we're here. Actually, you know what I could do? Yep. So I'm really kind of putting myself to the test tonight as well, too. Playing single coil pickups for my music, which is quite high gain and heavy, for sure. Poo Ninja is here to drop in a thumbs up. Yeah, Alan Ford, it's still a little bit thin. It is a little thinner. Guaranteed, it's not a humbucker. It's definitely not. Doesn't have that robust kind of, meat and potato that my humbucker guitars do. Coot says, how are the frets? The frets in this one are actually quite good. I think what I need to do, though, they're not. The frets are actually in good condition. There's no dings, there's no rough edges at all on here. But I think what I do need to do is take some of my lizard spit fret polishing. They're slightly oxidized, just because it hasn't been played for a long time, too. And I think a lot of times playing will actually help prevent some of that oxidation as well. You know what I'm trying to say. I can't say the word properly. But I think I need to polish the frets a little bit as well, too. And that kit that I have from them is really, really good. It just does wonders. So the frets will just shine and gleam when I'm done. Buzz Gravely is here. Daniel Horsley says, Eric is playing a Tele. Yeah, very, very rare, isn't it? So it's a rare thing to see with me. And staying in tune pretty good, too, for some just average strings. I don't know what they are in here. I think we might have... I don't even know what we put on here. These aren't the NYXLs, but I'm going to put those on. I got a set. Junior's going to be very happy because he loves those strings as I do. All right, let's try another one that's in the key of D while we're here. Well, it's not necessarily in the key of D, but I can play it in drop D for that matter. Adds a little bit more punch to it. We're going to freak out with the song Freaking Out here for a moment. Here goes. I never thought I'd be playing this song, any of these songs on a single coil or a Tele. All right, so there you go. I'm just getting some more messages about Griffin's pitch detune here. And I'm going to come right back to you, Griffin, just one sec for sure. Robert Apple says, are you playing direct to the interface, power cap, or studio monitors? I am going direct from Helix directly into my mixer. I'm going out 1/4 inch out stereo, and then I'm going off to YouTube through my mixer. Okay, so let me see. I really wish I could help you, and I want to try to help you, but it's almost without seeing the preset. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'd love to help you. So 2 things you can do. If you want a really fast answer, you could post in our All Things Line 6 Helix group. That are all things Line 6 Helix. I think Nocturnal Butterfly posted the link earlier. So post in there, same thing, whatever, tell people exactly what you're doing. And there's people pretty much where the time zones around the world, so there's always someone in there watching these posts, and ask someone who can help you. And I'll be more than happy as well, too, to have a look at your preset. But without seeing it, I don't know really what you've got set for parameters and things like that. But again, if you don't mind having a slight delay in the reply, I'll get right back to you and I'll help you for sure. So I hope that will kind of solve the situation for you. Man, it is hot as heck in here. It is. So that was the answer to Robert on the how I'm playing through. And I would like to actually be playing through my PreSonus monitors because I get a better vibe than these really cheap headphones. I just lost a guitar pick. I think I've got more here in the desk. Buzz Gravely's taking off. Let me see here. See if I missed any other questions. But Griffin guitar, I promise it will help you for sure. It's probably something very, very simple because I'm seeing a note where you said it was working for weeks, not sure. It could be anything. It could be something very simple, and more than likely, it probably is something simple that you and I and everybody else is probably overthinking. I tend to find when something goes wrong, when something's been working for weeks, it does that with like my software for going live and things like that. And I mean, anything in life that matter, it's usually something simple that we've overlooked, and we tend to make it more complicated than what it really, really is. We'll get to. Let me see. Okay, yeah, the expression pedal. Robert Apple's talking about that, so expression pedal for sure could be that. You never know. Okay, all right. Let's go back a little further. Make sure I'm not missing anything else. Oh man, I'm sweating right through the back of my shirt. I can feel it. Okay. Yeah, and I will do that for sure, Nocturnal. Okay, let me say, I think we're probably done for the songs that are going to be down and drop T, so let's just come back up. Let's fix that. That's way out of tune. Instead of doing it loud, let's do it with the strobe tuner. There we go. We almost got her. And actually, this guitar is not staying in. It's not going out of tune that bad either. No, let me see here. 1 second here. I'm just talking to Nocturnal. 1 second here. Giving an email address for Griffin Guitar. TV.com. There you go. That works. Okay. Let's see if we can. That'll work. All right, we'll try a couple of those here for a bit. And this might be fun. Let's see if I got my harmonic tremolo on here. Tremolo. There's a clean tone. Not too bad at all. All right, we're going to try this. We're going to give it Fly a shot.
pulled together. Suspicious minds can be.
There you go. Archie Rees back says, I'm back. That Squier sounds great in a mix. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let's get rid of the tremolo. 1 second. Janet says, my Strat is a Cort. I had a Cort guitar. I had a Cort style Van Halen one way back in the day. It had a really bad imitation Kaler tremolo on it, and it had black stripes on it. So it would have been a lawsuit guitar for sure back in the day, but it came that way from the factory, and I loved that guitar to death. And actually, I think I ended up, Quentin James would like this because I put a Duncan Invader pickup in it. That's one of the very first aftermarket pickups I started to ever upgrade my guitars with as a kid. And I put a Duncan Invader in it, and it was a really cool guitar. I'm going to see if I can find pictures on the internet of it. But it was a white one humbucker guitar with black, it was a really bad striping job. But it would have been a lawsuit era guitar as well, too. I'm sure Eddie's people would have shut that one down way back in the day. Lewis is here, just tuning in. Nice tone, Eric. Thank you. Appreciate it. Even if you're popping by for a minute, I appreciate that. Let's continue with some more songs, because if I take much of a lull, I won't be able to get my steam back up. It's hot in here. All right, how about some In the Sun? All right. I'm saving the harder ones for last. Here we go. Lots of sun today, man. Whammy bar. Will Dunham is here. He says, "Hey, Eric, it's been way too long. How's it going?" Doing very, very, very well, but very hot right now. There's a little hair out of tune here. So those of you that are tuning in now, like Will Dunham and a bunch of other people as well too, my whole concept tonight was to have some fun with a very inexpensive guitar, Junior's guitar, and he has some very expensive guitars as well too. We're all over the map with our guitars. He has one guitar I just love to death. It's the Eastwood Airline 59 3P Deluxe, 3 pickup with like 6 million knobs and a Bixby on it. Beautiful, beautiful guitar. And we've got guitars all over the gamut, you know, like expensive PRS guitars and PVs and Line 6 Variaxes and all that kind of stuff. But it's nice to appreciate an inexpensive instrument and let your guard down and pick up some instruments that are cheaper. You might go into a music store sometime, you look at some of these little banged up guitars on the wall, some used guitars, or even brand new ones from overseas, and you'd be surprised what you pick up sometimes and how they can actually play and sound. This guitar, I am not embarrassed whatsoever to pick up and play. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Now, I'm finding some of my shortcomings as a guitar player sometimes. I like to hide behind some nice big beefy humbucker pickups and things like that. But, you know, when I'm hearing some of my flaws by playing on a guitar that I'm not used to or the tone, it's making me be aware. And that's a good thing overall. I'm really having a good experience with it. And I think you could probably do the same thing, too, with a cheaper guitar that you might not even ever look at. And the nice thing is, too, you can go into a store and pick up, you know, a few guitars. You know, it's like these guitars like this, $150 used. I think Nocturnal Butterfly might have dropped the link from Sweetwater earlier. And I'm not affiliated with Sweetwater. I don't get any commissions or anything like that. That was the first place I could find that had this guitar still available for sale. So that's why I had to drop the link. But check it out. And Will says he just got his EBO. And I miss the EBO. I used to have one of those. Those are very, very, very cool. Nice sustainer type of device. So very cool. Thank you. Thank you very much, Nocturnal, for that link as well, too. We're going to see if we can actually... All right, we're going to see if we can really kick this up. All right, let's see what happens here. Let's try something more modern. Let's try Fall Silent. Now, this one, I need some whammy bar stuff in here, so I have no whammy bar. We're going to have to do without it. And this one's called Fall Silent. I had to think about it for a second. Okay, here goes. And this one is going to be a real test on a Stratocaster with single coil pickups. And note the guitar solo. Every one of my guitar solos, as I mentioned to people, they're a nod to somebody. This guitar solo is a nod to Judas Priest. Okay, so let's see. Wait till you get to that part. Lewis was mentioning Y&T. I get that a lot. And you know what it is? It's I don't know the actual song, but the only comparison to that, so my riff is... I think the Y&T song goes... Something like... Something like that, but yeah, that's the only comparison. Okay, so you know what we're going to do now. Robert says, Eric, you're so fast on the pick, YouTube video couldn't keep up with your hands. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, Mean Streak, that's the song. I can see that. Just that slight little thing. It's so hard with so many riffs out there, right? Okay, let's try something. We're going to play the... I'm just going to give you this. This one has to do with a pole. So you see if anyone can guess what I'm going to do. This one here I'm going to dedicate to Mark Taylor and a $30 donation to somebody. Private joke, he'll get it. Here we go. And there's that single coil hum, right? This is a lot of fun. I'm hearing frequencies that I would never, I don't normally hear. Not never, because I played single coil guitar, like guitars for life. and mixed in with other guitars in the studio and all that kind of stuff. But I'm hearing things that I don't normally get to hear, and it's a lot of fun. I'm not kind of inspired to put the guitar down and grab something else. I mean, I'm having a mission here tonight. I want to go through all the songs I planned on playing. I don't want to switch guitars unless I break a string, because I feel the zone. I feel like it's really comfortable here, and I'm going to keep that going. Lewis says no disrespect on this. No problem. I didn't take any disrespect whatsoever. I know you're just pointing out a song that was similar. No problem there whatsoever. Yeah, I was working on some other fun stuff tonight too. Let me see what we got left here in the queue. I'm really digging it. All right, well, I guess we could always try this. Some more, so many songs that needs whammy bar, but you know what? You don't have a whammy bar, you can't use it. Out of sight, out of mind. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, I see a really good comment there. A question from Robert. Robert Apple. He says, I think it's from Robert Apple. Says, did you modify any of your Helix presets for the Tele? No, not a single thing. I don't like to modify my presets for any other guitar. I change my playing style. Actually, no, I don't. I just pick up a guitar and I play. I don't care what it is. If I was playing this guitar or Junior's Eastwood Airline or my Variax or my PV Wolfgang or PRS, I just pick up and I play with one of my favorite presets. And I haven't even changed presets all night long. I've been using my Eric Triple, which is available for free on Line 6 Custom Tone. Just search for Eric Triple, and that's what I've been using all night long. And nothing has been changed. No, because what I would normally would do if I was to do that, I would maybe add a distortion pedal up front, maybe add more gain for the single coil pickup. Nothing has been changed, and I don't think I'm playing any differently. I may sound a little different. I may sound a bit different to your ears. To me, I sound like me, but nothing has been compensated for, adjusted to, so stock, 100% stock. And yeah, Rick says that chorus heavy gives that Zach squeal. And what I'm using there for that sound is not necessarily chorus, but which will sound like chorus. It's the pitch detune where Eddie Van Halen will use a lot, right? So you've got, you're throwing your guitar slightly out of tune on one side, and then slightly down-tuned, detuned on one side, and then plus on the other. So in my case here, what you're hearing tonight, somewhere, without looking at my preset, I'm probably somewhere around minus 9 cents on the left-hand side and positive 9 cents on the right, and that gives you that big spectrum. The more you go negative and then the more you go positive, you have to make sure they're even, the bigger that stereo spectrum gets. And you can get crazy and get out of hand. If you took that plus, minus 20 and plus 20 on the other side, it's going to get too much. It's going to be unusable. So the smaller increments are nice, anywhere between maybe 5 on one side, 5 to maybe 11, and plus 5 to plus 11 on the other side. And that gives you that nice kind of spread. And then I bring my mix back as well, too. My mix on 100% would probably be somewhere around 25, 30% at the very, very most, just to give you that. It's a big difference without it. Watch if I turn that off. Go back in here and I turn off the dual pitch. Here's without. Here's with. Just wides out the spectrum. Let me see. Well done, him. Little name EVH is away. And Robert says, sounds good, Eric. Didn't mean to imply it sounded different. No, not at all. No, I know you didn't. Not at all. It's a great question, and I'm glad you asked it, because that's one of the things. If I start modifying presets for all my different guitars, then I got to think when I go into it. I don't like to think when I play guitar. Sometimes I'm trying to wait for cues, and I know which part's coming up. But I like to just enjoy the moment of the guitar, and I don't want to compensate for a guitar. That's why I think really, let's say we didn't have helix here, right? Let's say we had just a nice tube amplifier. Maybe it is a Marshall combo, a real nice tube Marshall combo, and we wouldn't be able to necessarily go up and change it for every guitar unless we change the gain, change the mids, that kind of stuff. And the more you do that, you're taking yourself out of the moment. And then you got to think about it again too. And I like to try to stay in the moment as much as possible. So even though I may not be feeling exactly the way I would enjoy to feel with my nice humbuckers, I'm certainly having a great time on guitar. And someone said earlier, I didn't see who it was, and I apologize if I don't give you credit for this. Actually, it's a bucket full of balls. Says you could pull off a night at the bar with that if you absolutely had to, no problems. Yes, if I showed up, let's say I took a flight for somewhere and I got to a gig and I was supposed to have my guitar there and I didn't, but I had this guitar. I'd be like, okay, I missed my Floyd Bros, or I missed that, or whatever, or I missed my humbuckers. But after I played and heard the tone, after I got maybe my first or second, maybe third song in, when I'm starting to feel comfortable, I'd be like, you know what? No problem. We can play all night with this. Not a problem at all. And that's my intention here tonight. We will be wrapping up here soon, but I wanted to play this guitar the entire night, and I was hoping for the sole fact, knock on some really slippery wood here, that I didn't break a string, because the title of this video is, cheap guitars, do they sound good? And I certainly didn't want to grab another guitar if I broke a string in one of my more expensive guitars, and then if someone's watching me the video and the title says cheap guitars and I'm playing an expensive one, it's like I'm knocking that guitar, and I didn't want that to happen. So everything's working good so far. We haven't broke a string. We can play the inexpensive guitar all night, and we can enjoy it. Kilt Noobs is here. Staying in tune pretty good. I see him. Jay Monty. Thank you. All right, what can we play next here? I think I've covered most of my songs. So, you know what? Actually, here's one. I don't think Brad Miller is here tonight, but this is always one I always dedicate it to him. And we'll see how it sounds on a Telecaster. Never played this song on a Telecaster before. I love it. This isn't one I was going to play, but I just wanted to play this one for a minute. This is my song Dreams. I've written over 25, 30 years ago, and I've never finished it, and it's going to be finished one of these days. I like it a lot. I'm very stuck in the 80s, and I will remain in the 80s for a very long time, but this came out of the 80s. So I'll show you how that song has evolved. So the main hard rock riff, let's make sure we got our pitch detune on. So it used to go like this, and I've changed it, and I may come back to this. Keep in mind, this was a long time ago. It used to go like this. A little tiny bit out of tune on G string. Okay. No, I changed that. So let's see if I can remember this now. So this is what I brought up to probably the 2017 era when I started rewriting this. So I like the latter part better. All right, what can we play here? Let's see. We're going to do what we started to do. We're going to play this for Brad Miller. Boy, it's so easy for me to get off on a tangent. Squirrel. Here we go. Pass You By. First time ever on a Telecaster.
Where did all this time go? I know there's gonna come
Now, see, if I wanted to be lazy, I could say, oh, I had a really bad note there. And that really stood out. And it's my own note. It's a really bad note, and it was sour. It's like you bite into a sweet candy, and you think it's going to be sweet, and it's really sour. What was that? That's what that note was. And I could say, it's the Telecaster. It's not my comfort zone. You know what? Own your mistakes. That's my mistake. No fault of the guitar. Just, to be honest with you, I'm enjoying the guitar, and I'm enjoying it so much that I'm relaxed, and I hit a bum note. So I can't blame it on the guitar. All me. But it's fun. And who was it earlier? Lewis might have mentioned Queensryche, and Queensryche was something I was listening to a lot. Probably when I was writing that, I was in that zone. Queensryche was the jam for me for sure. Remember seeing them on tour, Operation Mindcrime. Saw that. I loved that. It was so nice. This is fun. Staying in tune pretty good too. So we can play a couple more songs and we'll wrap up for the evening. I'm going to go back to the 5210 album. No, sorry, Silence album, I should say. All right, what can we play for you here? Oh, we can play the one from my mom. Her birthday's coming up soon. Very sad story. She died on her birthday. Isn't that sad? I better not start thinking about that. But this is a song for her. Always makes me happy to play it. And I've got some feedback from people. They like the octaves I do in this song. There's no real fancy notes in this. All it is the melody or the guitar solo is just following up octave chords. I like it. Sounds nice. All right, so let's give it a try. This one's for Shirley. So I'd say for an inexpensive guitar, this is a win tonight. It really is. I'm really glad I didn't mess that one up because I say her birthday's coming up right away, and that's this nice little tribute to Mom. And it's another funny thing. I haven't said this for a while either. You get somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, you're a mama's boy," and someone says that to me. They come up and say to me, "Oh, you're a mama's boy." I'd say, "Come back when you have an insult," because I don't take that as an insult. I wouldn't be playing guitar today if it wasn't for my mom, and I think a lot of us probably wouldn't either. So definitely not an insult. That I can laugh at that if someone considers that an insult. There's a very nice comment from Buckfeld Balls. He says, Just want to let you know that I really do sincerely enjoy your channel. It's one of the very few outlets where I could just chill and groove, and that means a lot to me. Thanks, he says. Thank you. That's beautiful, and I'm glad that we can provide an outlet like that for you guys and girls that are in the chat. And people sometimes are afraid to jump in, and that's another thing too. There's probably a few people watching each week where they're just afraid to say hi or things like that as well too. You probably notice if you're somewhat of a regular watching, even if you're lurking a little bit and you're afraid to say hi, come on and say hi. The people here are very, very friendly. It is like a family. Nocturnal Butterfly and all of her moderators really look out. They got your back. So they're not going to let anything happen to you. If someone comes in and attacks you, they'll be gone immediately. There's no attacking here on this channel. It's a fun family. I barely ever swear. I try not to. Every once in a while, who knows? But I try to keep it clean and family friendly because I've been used to doing that in the bands for years. We were a family friendly band for many years as well too. So I bring that same approach to the show and to keep it clean, have fun. So it's nice to hear comments when people appreciate that. And a lot of times, I'm not offended by if some people come to the show here and have more fun in the chat, not even hearing what I'm doing or saying or playing. I don't take offense to that at all. As long as you're having fun, that I'm thrilled with that. If you're entertained by the guitar playing as well too, it's kind of like a bar, right? You guys and girls run the bar in the chat, and I'm playing some music. You talk amongst yourselves, and if you watch every once in a while and the thumbs up and stuff like that, that's my tip and my applause. So I appreciate that as well too. But as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters to me. Thank you so very much. Lewis says nice tribute. Thank you. That means a lot, and she was a good lady, a great lady. Miss her very much. Okay, we got 10:21 Eastern Standard Time. We can probably bump out two more songs here. Let's go backwards here. J Monty, come on, Eric. You can swear a little. I could chat music all night. Well, oh shit. There you go. There's my swear word for the night. All right. Good. It's very nice. This is a calm, talented, great channel. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, Never Too Late says Eric uses D'Addario NYXL. So yeah, that question earlier came up. Which strings do I like? D'Addario NYXLs. I swear by them. These are not them. I wasn't sure if they were because they've been on the guitar for a while. We did change some strings. I looked at the back, and the first dead giveaway is colored balls. And there's no colored balls on here. So they're not. So they're probably Super Slinkies. That's one of my other kind of backup strings. I like them a lot too. But the NYXLs, if you haven't tried those strings, I'm not endorsing them. I don't get affiliates or kickbacks or anything like that. I'm not an artist on their roster. I just love them to death. NYXL, they are considerably more expensive, almost twice the price of one pack of strings, maybe 1.5 times the price of a normal pack of strings. They will last you 5 times as long. They're just indestructible. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm not trying to say they won't break. They will break, like any other string will break. But they could take a beating, in other words. And we have another comment coming in from Nocturnal Butterfly, so I'm going to try to catch that one before I start playing. And Never Too Late says, welcome to Eric's Bar. No, I don't want to be a bar owner. No profit in that. Griffin Guitar asks, will Line 6 have a new update soon? Yes. Line 6 2.8 is coming soon. I honestly don't even know. I kind of work closely with those guys. I'm not a Line 6 artist or anything like that. I don't know the exact day. It was slated for the end of spring, which we've now got a couple days past, but it's coming, and it should be any day. It could be this. I'm thinking very early this week. I thought it was going to come out today. I really did, but it should be very, very soon. And the reason it's one of those things where you almost want it to take a little tiny bit longer than necessary, because they want to hammer out every single bug. And I know they are religious on that. They don't want to release it with like, okay, we can just let this go, and then we can kind of sweep some stuff under the rug later. They don't do that. They take care of everything. So it should be any time, and there's going to be very nice things coming with it for sure. John Bauer says, couldn't agree more with those strings. And Scott says, cheap guitars allow me to spend extra money on the ladies. There you go. Nice. Okay. Well, there's Mark Taylor. Mark, you got a dedication earlier. You weren't even here. We played the stripper song for you. Okay, we can try. Let's try Touch. All right, let's give this one a shot. Here we go. 2 last songs. All right, last song for the evening. And what we're going to do here, we're going to play one. We're going to repeat one just because I want to go out on a high note. I want to really rock this last one, so we're going to go do this. We're going to show that the Telecaster can do this. I'm not even going to say goodbye after this. We're going to go right up to the outro credits. I want to say thank you very, very much for tuning in this Wednesday evening. Thank you so very, very much. If you're new here, some new faces I saw throughout the chat, please hit that subscribe button right now. Punch that bell right in the face. Turn on post notifications so you know when I go live or also upload other content. And I promise to work very hard to keep you as a subscriber, just as I did to get you here. Getting you as a subscriber, I don't want to say that's the easy part. It's never easy to get subscribers. But getting you as a subscriber is step one. And I'm auditioning for the job every day for you. If you subscribe, I'm going to be auditioning to keep you or to keep my job as an entertainer to you and things like that. And a friend as well, too. So hit that subscribe button. I promise I won't let you down. Big Keg is here. Nice to see you, my friend. Nice to see you. And we are wrapping up right now, Big Keg. I'm sorry, but I'm going to go, at least we're going to go out on a high note for you, okay? This is a song called Runaway, all right? Here we go. So good night, everybody. After the song, we're taking off. The moral of this story tonight is an inexpensive guitar, $250 retail, brand new US dollars. I picked this one up for Junior for $150 Canadian, and I've had no problems with this guitar tonight. Barely going out of tune. I mean, you didn't see me tuning too much. Once on the strobe tuner, I didn't have to compensate. We had a couple questions asked if I changed my Helix presets to accommodate this guitar. I just plugged in and played, and I've had a great time. And I might have to trade Junior a guitar for this or something, or maybe get him something. Here we go. Thank you so much. Let's rock and roll with Runaway and some cool harmonics.
Hey, you're still here? Eric Jr. here, reminding you to check out our full lineup of quality merch. Available right now in the Broadstash Boutique. Quality products and fast shipping. Visit broadstash.com today.
I am now on Patreon. If you enjoy my content and wish to support my channel and what I do, then please check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/evhgeartv. Your support assures the continued growth of this channel and a fun community in which to share our love for Van Halen, music gear, and much more.
My name is Eric and I play Wolfgang guitar.
Video production services provided by Design39 Media. Visit design39media.com for all your website, photography, and video production needs. Microphones for EVH and Gear TV are provided by Rode Microphones, and official Van Halen merchandise is provided by VanHalenStore.com.